Is a career as a personal trainer worth it in Australia? How much money can you make? How quickly can you make good money? We get those questions the whole time as one of Australia's largest personal training companies. So I thought I'd answer these for you as well, because you probably wound up with those questions if you wound up here. So I'm Scott Hunt. I'm the founder of Fitness Enhancement and 𝗵𝘁𝗄𝗿𝗄𝗏. We've been in business for 25 years. I've had staff for 20 years. We're the industry's Employer of the Year for 2022. With the industry's franchise group of the year for 2023. So I reckon that qualifies me to answer that for you about the pros and the cons of the industry. Now, it's very broad when I answer. This is very generalized advice. So I really encourage you to research. I want to keep this short and sweet, so you actually hopefully watch the whole thing. But is it worth being a PT? Well, I've been in this 25 years, and a lot of our team have been with us for years and years. So clearly we all think it is. It's an amazing industry to be in to help people. I think the answers to if it's worth it for you is finding the right role and the right fit for you as to what's going to suit you and your circumstances. Now, I'll quickly, very briefly tell you about us, and then I'll talk about the rest of the industry. So with us, we have people work direct for us. No rent, no expenses, no fees. You work, you get paid. If they're at our studios, they tend to be employees. If they're mobile, they tend to be subcontracted. But either way, you work, you get paid. And again, Employer of the Year. So it's official. We're the best in the country at it. And we also have franchisees, because some people are more suited to being the boss, and they then grow their business, they take on staff, they grow it, et cetera, et cetera. Again, we're Franchise Group of the Year for 2023. That's quite abnormal in our industry, though. There are very few actual employment roles within the industry. The government places tend to all be employee roles, and there's a small amount of PT studios or gyms that actually have employees doing the sessions. So most are subcontractor role. Now, it's a very broad thing as to what a subcontractor role is, but by far the most common thing in the industry is going to be gym rent. So gym rent is where you pay $300 something a week to the gym, and you get to run your business out of that. The upside is you get this amazing multi-million-dollar facility for only $300 something a week. The downside is you're working for free. In fact, you're losing money until you get enough in to pay your rent, and you're in competition with the other PTs in there. There's no exclusivity. Think of gym rent or they're your landlord. They're nothing more than that. It's not their job to make you successful. So just like any small business, plumber or personal trainer, a lot make nothing, some make a lot. It's very broad, very diverse. So think about if that's the right fit for you. Do you want to have a job or do you want to have a business? Most of the fitness industry, you have to have a business in some way, shape, or form. The other way that people tend to work in the industry is they start their own thing out of their boot of the car, literally what I did way back in 1999. It's a bit of a different industry back then, but the basis is still the same. Figured it all out, made a logo, tried to get clients, slowly but surely succeeded. I love that personally. Some people don't. You've got to wear a lot of hats to be a real business owner. That may not be for you. And again, just like the gym rent, you could earn where you could not only earn nothing, you could lose a lot of money. Or you could go on and make great money. I started my company on literally $400, and we're one of the biggest in the country now. So clearly, it's a good return on investment for me. But that is not a normal success story, obviously. So in terms of how much you sort of make, let's not so much look at sort of a full-time salary when we say this. But I guess if we do just quickly touch on that, your gym managers in your small 24/7s are often earning sort of 65, 75,000 per annum is probably about the ballpark guideline. The catch is they tend to probably work about a 50, 60 hour week for that. So it's not crash hot to do that. Note that that's normally the aspirational role for a lot of people to go into, overpaying gym rent. Why? Because that's still higher money than what most people get out of gym rent. So it's not a crash hot, high paying industry in that sort of respect. Having said that, that's a very, very broad thing. If we look at the hourly rate that then your typical gym renter might be on, for example, if you try and reverse engineer some maths around that, it's a good thing to look at. So do a look at some of my other blogs out there on the Fitness Enhancement PT industry blog. And I've got some maths around there. And it's not too hard to sort of look at, well, hey, if you're charging $80 per hour and you're doing 10 sessions a week, that's going to be $800 a week. Or if it's 20 sessions, $1,600 a week. So let's go $1,600 a week. You are then losing $300 a week to gym rent, which takes it down to $1,300. If you're a business owner, there's always other expenses. So we need to lower that down a little bit more. So maybe it's $1,000 a week, $1,200 a week, for argument's sake. But then the problem is you're normally spending, to do those 20 hours of PT, you're probably spending 50, 60 hours a week physically in the gym to generate that. There's times where you're working and you're not making money. Now, that is fine as a business owner. We get that. Me standing here right now talking to a camera, no one's directly paying me a dollar figure to talk to a camera right now. That's the joys of being a business owner. But when you factor in, you might get a great rate for 20 hours a week and zero money for the next 40 hours a week, you need to factor that in as to if it's worth it for you. So there's a lot of questions there. Probably created more questions than I've answered, but I really encourage you to get out there, do your research, find the right fit for you. If you're looking at more like something we're offering, reach out. But in general, do your research, ask your questions, and I hope to see you in the industry as another amazing PT, making a great living and making a real difference in our country. See you soon, I hope.